Mrs. Brown. Come here. Hi, Anne.
Hi.
Just have a seat. Would you mind if some psychology students here just ask you a few questions about him? Thank you.
Hello, Mrs. Brown. Thank you for being here today. Just firstly, do you mind if this interview is recorded?
No, that's fine.
Okay. So what we're really interested in today is your mental state and how your medical concerns are impacting on your well-being. How are you feeling today about being in the clinic?
Really anxious.
Yeah.
Just a bit overwhelming.
Okay. And is this the first time you've seen a medical team?
Yes.
And how do you feel your medical concerns are impacting on your daily well-being?
It affects everything. It affects every part of my day.
And emotionally, how do you feel you cope with that?
I cope as best as I can, but I don't think I'm coping very well, that's for sure.
So I just want to ask you about what's your daily lifestyle like? Could you tell me that?
My mother, she's 85 and she's been diagnosed with dementia, so I basically struggle to look after myself, look after her, make sure she's fed, make sure everyone's fed, make sure my husband's fed. Household duties I struggle with. He'll help me with shopping, that sort of thing. But yeah, everything's basically a struggle. The only time I get to myself is basically at night. It's basically my day.
So are you
Just carry on.
sleeping? Are you sleeping well?
I don't sleep a lot, no. I'm up early in the morning and I struggle to get to sleep. My mind just races.
What kind of support do you have, like from family and friends? Do you have?
Not a lot.
No?
Not much at all. My husband, he'll go out as much as he can. He hangs out a lot he'll go to the club, and I worry that he's gambling and drinking, and my mother, I can't really talk to her about the problems I have with her and anything else. Other than that, my two sons are interstate, and my daughter, she's living her life, and I hear from her every few weeks.
Okay. Do you have any other friends or that you can?
I've lost contact with a lot of people. I don't sort of go out socially anymore. I'm embarrassed with the way I look, and I'll stay at home as much as I can.
Mr. Brown, you mentioned a period of time 5 years ago you had events with your father passing away. Can you tell me more about that? How do you feel about that?
It was a struggle because my mother had to move in and she had no one else to look after her. So that changed my life dramatically.
Do you feel that it would have had an impact on your symptoms? As you also mentioned, it's in the last 5 years diabetes. How do you feel that has impacted on that?
I think I had a bit more control over it before. Now I find that I comfort eat, especially at night, because that's the only time I get to myself. And I think, yeah, I had a lot more control over that years ago. Now I feel depressed, so I eat, and then I regret it. And it's a vicious circle, basically.
So my question for you is, how long have you been struggling with obesity?
Probably maybe the last 10, 15 years. Probably started gaining weight maybe in my 40s. Felt my metabolism slowed right down.
Do you believe that has impacted upon the conditions that you've got now, like the type 2 diabetes? And
Definitely.
So we just want to know, what do you think is stopping you from being able to manage your weight?
Well, I can't exercise because of my knee. I'll walk down the street, walk past a couple of houses, and I'm in that much pain that I'll turn around and go back. I can't leave my mother by herself. I've got no one else to look after her, so there's not a lot of exercises that I can do other than walking. But I struggle with the walking. So.
How do you think, what would you like us to do for you to help with this?
I need help around the house for caring for my mum. I have to bathe her and that sort of thing, and that's really hard on me. With the weight and with my knee, it's a real struggle. I'd like to be able to lose weight. I'd like to be able to not feel embarrassed anymore. I'd like to be able to go out and not think that people are looking at me.
Do you think feeling embarrassed also stops you from maybe getting out there and participating in some exercise if you do have the time for it?
To a certain extent, but the pain can be quite unbearable. I used to go to flower shows and garden expos, even lawn bowls, but I'm just too embarrassed. My husband won't even bother to ask me anymore. I'm sick of it.
Do you feel anxious?
All the time. I'm very anxious right now.
You mentioned you were worried about the surgery, if you're going to have surgery. What is it that's worrying you about that? What's
Any type of surgery worries me, but as I said, I would consider it because of the amount of pain I'm experiencing. I take 6 to 8, I'll take Panadol, 6 to 8 a day. And I'll take Nurofen because it's getting quite bad at night. I definitely consider it because if it would make my life easier.
How will you manage after the surgery when you get back home?
I don't know. I don't work. My husband's on a pension, my mother's elderly, so everything is a struggle financially.
Questions? So we're really obviously concerned with what is concerning you most, and looking at that and prioritising from there. What are your main concerns psychologically? What are your main feelings?
Sometimes I don't want to live. I just don't think there's much there for me, and I just don't think it's a life worth living because it's the same. It's like Groundhog Day. Every day is the same. There's no difference.
You've mentioned a lack of support. What's the relationship of your brother and your sister in aiding you through getting through this?
My brother and sister. I don't actually know brother and sister. My children. I've got 2 sons and a daughter. I'm the only sister. There's no. I don't have a sister.
You've mentioned that your sister
sorry.
struggled with everything.
She is, but yes, overweight, but maybe not as large as myself.
So what are their roles in aiding you through caring after your mother?
You were saying before that you don't really feel like there's any, you're sounding to me a little bit helpless. If we could assist you, what changes would you like to make emotionally?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I'm just feeling I'm sorry, I'm just feeling a bit overwhelmed, a bit vague. And I'm just a bit sugar. Sometimes I get a bit
Sure.
vague and just yeah, funny.
Okay, take your time.
So can you repeat that?
So I picked up before that you were feeling a little bit helpless and you were concerned that your life isn't what you want it to be. What do you see, what do you want for your life? What are some changes you feel you could make?
I'd like to be able to feel happy again. That's probably my main thing. You know, I don't want to be so big. I'd like to lose weight.
So you feel that your weight is really driving your unhappiness?
It's a big part of that, and I don't have time to myself.
Sorry, Mrs. Brown, just going back to what you said before about not wanting to leave you finding it very hard. It's actually, I'm feeling quite concerned about that, and I'm just wondering, are you having thoughts of harming yourself in any way? Have you harmed yourself, tried to in the past?
I have thought about it. Whether I do it or not, I don't know. Because it's what I'll leave behind and who will help another. And
Okay.
We really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for responding to all our questions. And,